The camera fades into the quiet hum of an office building late at night, fluorescent lights flicker, cleaners shuffle through empty hallways, and the soft sound of a mop glides across marble floors. That's when the story begins. Sometimes, the narrator says softly, the people we overlook the most are the ones holding everything together. Meet Ethan Cole, a single dad in his mid-40s. His gray janitor uniform is always spotless, his name tag a little worn around the edges. To everyone in the towering glass headquarters of Larkson Industries, he's just the night janitor. Always quiet, polite, invisible in the background. No one knows that behind those tired eyes is a man with a master's degree in economics, a mind sharper than most of the executives he cleans after, and a heart still heavy from losing his wife 3 years ago. Every night after putting his 10-year-old daughter Lily to bed, Ethan would come to work. She'd wait for him in the small apartment they shared, doing her homework under a dim lamp until he returned with leftover cafeteria food and a smile. But one ordinary Tuesday night was about to change everything. As Ethan made his rounds on the 29th floor, the executive floor, he noticed something strange on one of the open laptops. The spreadsheets looked familiar, filled with balance sheets and projections. Curiosity flickered. He leaned in for just a second, and then froze. There it was, a glaring error in the financial formula. A miscalculated growth projection that overstated profits by millions. He checked again, carefully, heart pounding. The error wasn't small. It was a $65 million mistake. He stood there, mop still dripping beside him, torn between fear and conscience. He knew touching company files could cost him his job. But doing nothing? That could sink the company, and the hundreds of employees who depended on it. After a long moment, Ethan did something risky. He scribbled a note on a sticky pad. There seems to be a formula error in cell H29. Please verify. EC. He left it neatly on the keyboard and went back to mopping, heart racing the whole night. The next morning, chaos erupted. The accounting team found the note and double-checked the data. Their faces went pale. The mistake was real. The correction prevented a disastrous report that could have tanked investor trust and triggered a stock collapse. The company, and its $2.3 billion value, had narrowly avoided a meltdown. Word spread fast. Nobody knew who EC was until the CEO herself, Ava Larkson, found out. Ava was known as a brilliant but cold executive, precise, confident, and utterly intolerant of failure. She ordered security footage reviewed, wanting to know who had saved the company from ruin. When the footage played and she saw Ethan, the janitor, leaving the note, she couldn't believe it. She replayed it twice, watching the man she'd passed by countless times with barely a nod. That evening, as Ethan started his shift, she walked quietly to the maintenance floor. He looked up, startled to see the CEO herself standing there in heels, holding the yellow sticky note. Did you write this? She asked softly. Ethan hesitated, eyes dropping. Yes, ma'am. I didn't mean to. Do you understand what you just did? She interrupted, her voice trembling. You saved this company. He blinked, confused. I just couldn't ignore it. I've done some work with numbers before. She stared at him, really seeing him for the first time. Work with numbers, she repeated. Ethan nodded, almost embarrassed. Used to be a financial analyst before my wife passed. I had to take whatever job I could to be there for my daughter. There was a long silence. Then Ava said quietly, "Follow me." He followed her upstairs, a place he'd never been invited to before, into the sleek glass boardroom filled with suits and investors. They all turned to stare as the CEO walked in, hand on Ethan's shoulder. This man, Ava said firmly, just saved us from a $65 million disaster. His name is Ethan Cole. He's been cleaning our floors for 3 years, and today, he taught all of us something about value. The room fell silent. Then, slowly, people began to applaud. A week later, Ava called Ethan into her office again. She offered him a full-time position as a senior financial analyst, triple his pay, and complete support for his daughter's education. She also announced a new internal program, Hidden Talent, designed to help employees at every level showcase their skills and move up. That night, when Ethan came home, Lily ran to him like always. But this time, he picked her up with tears in his eyes and whispered, "Daddy got promoted." She smiled and said, "I told you you're the smartest person I know." Months passed. The company thrived under new initiatives. Ethan became a respected part of the finance team, and his story spread through the building, from boardroom to break room. People looked at the janitors, receptionists, and mail clerks differently after that. And Ava? She never forgot the night she met the janitor who quietly corrected a multimillion-dollar mistake. She often said in speeches, "Genius doesn't always wear a suit. Sometimes it carries a mop." As the screen fades to black, the narrator returns, "Every person has worth. Every story has power. Don't ever let your circumstances define your potential." If this story touched your heart, hit that like button, subscribe, and share it forward. You never know who might need a reminder that their light still matters.